Mhm. Mm. Mhm. Hello, hello. Mm.
Simone Biles' husband, Jonathan Owens, is in awe of her talent. On Friday, the Green Bay Packers safety took to Instagram to gush over his wife after she made history again, following her gold medal performance at the women's gymnastics all around final at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Quote, I love you so much, baby. You accomplish whatever you set your mind to and do it with so much grace. 9-time Olympic medalist and counting. So proud to be your husband, he wrote in his heartfelt Instagram tribute. And Simone sent the love right back, commenting on the post, my man, my man, my man. Jonathan was one of Simone's biggest cheerleaders this week, sending her love as she made history several times. She is now the first American gymnast to win the gold twice in the all around final. Plus, she and Suni are now the first U.S. Olympic gymnast to own multiple all around medals. The 27-year-old Texas native now has 6 Olympic medals, and no American has that many. And she also has 9 Olympic medals overall. On Tuesday, she passed Shannon Miller's previous record of 7 Olympic medals after she took home the gold in the women's team final. To top it all off, Simone is now the oldest woman to win the women's Olympic all around competition since 1952. And she isn't done yet. She can still win more medals in the vault, floor, and balance beam finals, which you can watch on NBC and Peacock. Following the all around final, Simone talked to reporters at a press conference and touched on what it means to have GOAT status.
3 years ago, I never thought I'd step foot on a gymnastics floor again just because of everything that had happened. But with the help of Cecile and Laurent, I got back in the gym and worked really hard mentally and physically. Even this morning at 7 a.m., I saw my therapist, and there's a time change. So she is so amazing for allowing me to do that these couple of days here in Paris. So just making sure I'm mentally well. I think you see that out on the competition floor. And then my goat necklace is just kind of an ode because the people love it and then some people hate it. So it's like the best of both worlds. And I was like, okay, if it goes well, we'll wear the goat necklace. I know people will go crazy over it. But at the end of the day, it is crazy that I am in the conversation of greatest of all athletes because I just still think I'm Simone Biles from Spring, Texas that loves to flip.
What's going on out there? This is Introvert Boricua with what may be a quick stream. And as you saw in the title, what this is about. Hey, TTUU. Yeah, the reason I'm doing this a little bit early, one is because of Jose. He's gonna be having his stream later on. So I wanted to get this out of the way. I wanted to do this yesterday, but I know at the time when I was about to get started, and I realized that Fighter was gonna be doing his thing, and it was a certain subject that attracts a lot of people. So I know that you were gonna be all up there. So I said, I can do this later. No hurry. So what's going on this? I should have called it Recovery Monday because we're recovering from the fact that it's the week again. We're gonna get back on the grind, and I hate it. A lot of us hate it, but we have to. We're doing our thing. We're earning a living, doing what we have to do. So I wanted to touch on this a little bit, and I know that we um, no, I know that wait, hold on. What was that? Not too much locked off. Locked off the laptop. Okay. Yeah. Because I saw that there were gonna be folks over there, so I was like, okay, let's postpone it and leave it for a recovery Monday. So I wanted to touch on this, and I know that I have talked about this before, but it kind of brings up that whole notion and a certain double standard when it comes to relationships. There is a double standard going on here. And maybe I didn't actually pointed that out on the last time that I talked about this. I talked about this. It was on actually on New Year's Eve, back in December, where there was all this drama about something that Simone Biles' husband said in an interview. Uh, and it was kind of like taken as if he didn't value his wife and all of that. Look, if if the man proposed to her, it's because he saw the value in her. It's not just because she's famous and she's a superstar and she's very accomplished. Because something that we try to tell, something that we as men try to tell women is that accomplishments are fine, but that's not what attracts us to you. It's other things. It is other things. We don't want to feel like we are in competition with the woman in our lives. Great, wonderful. You having professional accomplishments, that's great. But the thing is that those are things that women are attracted to. Might attract women. Having professional success and wealth and riches, that's something that women are more likely to be attracted to when it comes to men. The things that women are attracted to when it comes to men are not the same things that men are attracted to women about. It's other things. Because if she's somebody who is a professional, the woman is somebody who is a professional and she's very committed to succeeding and success and and riches and all of that, then that's kind of her life. Anything else is secondary, including a relationship, being with a significant other. It becomes secondary, and there has to be more of a balance. Um, there has to be a balance when the if you're gonna be in a relationship with the person, that person is important also, that the other person is also a priority in one's life. Men, it is always expected of us to have that balance. Always, it is always expected of us to have that balance when it comes to the relationship. Okay, we have to spend a certain amount of time out of work, but that is part of the expectation that we are providers, right? And if we are in a relationship and we're having a family and all of that, there is also the expectation that we make a balance. We strike a balance where in which the significant other and the family and the kids are also remain a priority, and they are taken care of and they are giving attention to, right? What's going on, Daniel? What's happening? Um, the thing is that since more and more women are getting into the workforce, and maybe at one time the balance may have been there, but particularly these days, there isn't necessarily that balance coming from women. Some can do it, but we hear kind of like the more louder voice kind of saying that, okay, if the woman is successful, then the man is not really that important. He becomes secondary, but she has to be a priority in his life. So that's not a balance. That's not a balance. And when it comes to maybe culture has to do with it, certain cultural conditioning might have something to do with it. And you can have a successful relationship and marriage between two people that are actually professionals. It can happen. It can happen, but that's a matter of striking a balance between the two, not neglecting one over the other. What's happening, RV? What, what's going on? So there is this thing. There is this thing that is happening with, again, with Simone Biles. Like I said before, I know that I have talked about it recently, because of that interview that went viral, and the guy caught a lot of flack and a lot of criticism and all. But what was important is that his wife did stood by him. They stood by him, and maybe, yeah, maybe he's new to dealing with somebody who is so famous, and he may have misspoken and so or something. But he did propose to her. He did propose to her. He saw the value, because she does seem to be very nice and very humble, and that's attractive. That's attractive. Uh, that's an attractive thing. She's not somebody. Yeah. She has her little moments in which, with her smile, and she puts up that little pendant that she wears with a little gold that has a little gold on it. So she's kind of like bragging, but in a subtle way, where if anybody has any, any brains, they can get it. They can get it. Oh, she's doing her thing. She's letting everybody know what she's about. She's all that and all, without necessarily having to say it. She's not going on and on talking about herself. She does a little thing where she kind of like um, shows off the little gold that she wears, or but she made that post on Twitter that she's in which she says, "I love my black job," but that was kind of like a she getting back at Trump about that. Because of the whole definition of what is a black job, and she said, "I love my black job," and kind of like showing her medal. Good for her. Good for her. Nothing wrong with that. Kind of like letting people know what's up, and that's fine. That's fine, because she's doing that in a smart way, where she's not coming across as overly bragging and trying to make everything about herself. But there was the whole thing about, as you saw in the thumbnail, because in one of the Olympic events that are going on in Paris right now, she won her medal. She won her a gold medal, and they were taking pictures, and she takes a picture with her husband, and he's wearing the medal. He has the medal around his neck, and the criticism came hard. Um, but that's because of the miserable, like she said, is people that are miserable because they don't have anything going on for themselves, hating hard, trying to toss at them this negative energy. And I really hope that they do have that understanding in between themselves, that, hey, they're public figures, the people are gonna get hate hard on them. um and people trying to tell them, trying to tell the man what to do. I mean, if she was okay with her husband wearing her medal for a damn picture, like, what business is it of anybody else's if they do that or not? Because there were so many women for the most part. Let's be honest. There were a few simps. There were a few betas. There were talking very feminine like that. Like, don't be wearing your woman's medal. You didn't win the medal. Win a Super Bowl, and then you get to win. Like, for real. Shut up. I mean, that's her significant other. That's her husband. She's okay with it. Then. Uh, then nobody should be saying anything. But so many judgmental people online, and even on certain platforms that do news, passing judgment on the guy again. I feel bad for him. It's like he can't say anything. He can't do anything to showing any support. He can't be happy for his little lady without a whole bunch of millions of people having so much to say and criticize about that. Like, what the hell? Okay, like to go. Yeah, I know. Yeah, early there were That's another thing. The same women that are having so much criticism, about her husband winning the medal, are the same ones that were talking so much about her hair again, because this isn't the first time. My understanding is that this isn't the first time that she gets criticized for her hair. There was an event in which she participated where her hair wasn't looking that well, but I understand that it was because there was a lot of heat and humidity in Paris right now, and it caused her hair to get like that. So, yeah, her hair may not have looked great, but what matters is that she won. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, people love to judge on the social media and most unfortunately thrive on, on negativity. And unfortunately, the negativity can be very can be very damaging because it's an energy. Negativity is an energy, and it can affect people. It's always the crazy part. It's other women attacking her sister. There is no sisterhood. I have been saying that for a long time. There is no sisterhood. I mean, the so-called sisterhood might unite on some common issue or to attack a man or something like that. But the rest of the time, the moment that the so-called sister has just a little bit of difference, just a little bit of a different opinion, you see how they start pulling claws against each other. There is no sisterhood. But they got the same kind of hair as Simone. Especially the ones that have the same kind of hair as Simone. Especially those are the ones that are criticizing the most. I'm sure that's how it is. The nerve to judge her. Yeah, yeah. It's just no one don't even want to get that so much attention. But there was. Let me see if I can share the video. So you see what I'm saying. And even when people on platforms having so much freaking to say. Let me see if I get the clip correct, because I know that I started playing a clip, but maybe you heard something but didn't see any images because of course I didn't share it correctly. Let me see if I can get it running right.
Don't touch what's not yours. At least that's what Simone Biles fans are saying after her husband,
They're not her
Jonathan Owens,
fans.
wore her gold medal. The NFL player posted a slideshow on Instagram that showed him posing alongside his spouse as he wore her medal around his neck and held it up. Witnessing history every time you step on the mat, he wrote in the caption, and congratulated his wife for becoming the most decorated American gymnast in Olympic history. But fans were quick to chime in to put Jonathan in his place. "That's Simone's gold medal you're holding, not yours, my guy," commented one user. "Why he holding it like he won it?" added another. "Give the medal back, baby. That's not yours," said a third. "Now you know who she is, right?" chimed in another, referencing when Jonathan said last December that he didn't know of Simone prior to them matching on a dating app. Later, he stuck his foot in his mouth when he said in the episode that he thought he was the catch in the relationship, adding, "I always say that the men are the catch." His remarks received tons of backlash, even though Simone came to her husband's defense at the time and slammed the haters as disrespectful. Until you win a ring at the Super Bowl, keep your hands off the gold.
Like, who the hell are you to tell somebody to keep their hands off? That's his woman. But the thing is that here comes the double standard that I was mentioning. Because let's say that he was the Olympic athlete. Let's say that he was the one who was at the Olympics participating, and that he is the one who wins the gold medal, and Simone Biles is his wife, and she does something else. Maybe she does something that she is fairly successful at, and she's his wife, and she's there supporting him, cheering for him, and he wins the gold medal, and they pose together. you better believe that she might want to wear the gold medal and say that part of that medal belongs to her because she was there for him and supporting him and cheering for him. So she she helped him win that medal. She will be having that argument. She will be saying something along those lines. You ladies know what I'm talking about. And nobody will say anything. If she was the one who was the supporting wife and he won the medal and she wanted to wear the medal for that picture, it will be great. That will be a great thing to see, right? But because it's the other way around, it's a problem. That's the double standard that I'm talking about. Hey, Denise. Latin's Planning TV, what's going on? Nice to see you over here. It's been a while. I think this one bitter lonely. That one Simon Femcel. Yeah. They want her to fail in her personal life. They want her to fail so hard because it's like her, the saying, hurt people, hurt people. Misery loves company. Those things hold true because of the existence of hating types like this. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It is her business. It is her business. And later she said something about. Actually, I'm gonna play the clip. I'm gonna play the clip from TikTok about that because there was one particular TikToker who was doing this criticism, and Simone Biles actually responded to her. I'm gonna be playing that in a minute, but again, I feel for the dude. I feel for the dude having to endure all this backlash over nothing because that's nothing. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, about to get your grub on. That's good. Mm. El bebo debe estar grandote, ¿eh? Ah, Denis. El bebo debe estar grandote, me imagino. Your baby, I don't think your baby is a baby anymore. He must be so big already. Okay. Mm-hmm. This was one that I'm seeing being repeated all over the place. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I didn't lose it. Hmm. I think you heard that. Let me share it. It's these types that are always trying to. Having so much to say. Having so much to say. Okay.
Take her medal off. After all of take her medal off. Was it you, Mr. Simone Biles, who was flying through the air yesterday? Was it you who spun like a top 30 times in the air and landed without stumbling? No. You were taking notes in the audience. And I thought that was cute. I was going to give him a pass. I thought him keeping score in the audience was kind of cute. And I was going to take it easy on him. To open Instagram, why is her medal around your neck? For the picture? For the picture that you post? After all we learned nothing? What a choice. What a choice. In the audience, he does look like pretty studious though, and like he's like really paying attention. Let her wear the medal for the picture that you post after everything that's gone on. That could be a pretty simple PR move. He's like, this is my only time to wear a gold medal around my neck, so I guess I'll just take this chance now. Not like I already got made fun of by the entire internet for trying to overshadow my wife and undermine her accomplishments. Even, I don't think he means to. I really don't think he means to. I think he's just like, I don't know. Somebody took the picture and thought, this makes sense.
Clearly
given
making
the
assumptions.
history. This is a good idea. Whoever took the picture is a hater. These people just need more friends.
Somebody
will
is
tell them
explaining the logic.
what things appear to be if they want to avoid the comments. Because go look at the comments on that picture. All of them are like, wow, odd choice. I don't even remember your name, Mr. Simone Biles. Like, it's egging it on, you know? Take her medal off.
Yeah, she's egging it on too. She was egging it on. Now, she was getting roasted. She was getting roasted for that. I mean, at least anybody who has sense. There were enough people that had sense. And because of that post ended up getting millions of views. Good for her. But I guess that's what draws attention. Being on the bullshit. Which I find... which is maybe why I'm not on TikTok. I mean, the ultimate. Yeah, okay. Niño se porta bien mal. Well, I understand that maybe now him being está dando candela, me imagino. I understand that maybe you still have to take that in and enjoy it, because tomorrow he's gonna be much older and he might not be that. He might not be giving you candela like that. Okay. Yeah, you. I mean, you have a grown son. If there is anybody that can that can kind of like share with Denise as to how to deal with that, that will be you. You already went through that road. Yeah. I don't know. He's one of those that is climbing all over the furniture, trying to get to the cookie jar on top of the fridge or something. Yes. Yeah. If you're mad, you to my face if you call. Oh my. Wow, what an analogy. If you see it might feel as if you caught the last airplane out of Afghanistan. Whoa. Damn. All right, Irby. I'll see you next time. Try to keep that in mind, but it's my workout every day. I'm sure. Boy, it's a bundle of energy, huh? Yeah. And this not to drag it on too long, not to make it too much about her, is that actually Simone Biles responded. She actually responded to what she was saying. Let's see if I can. Let me keep the fair use. And share it. Okay, the link to the panel is at the top of the chat. Any of you wanna click on the link, you're welcome to. But if not, that's fine. I may not be too long on this anyway. And check this out.
Simone Biles commented on my video. Simone Biles, Olympic gold medalist, most decorated gymnast of all time.
If you're watching a screen, if you're actually watching your screen, look at her face. Look at her face.
Took time out of her day, I think she's at the Olympics, to comment about the situation about her husband wearing her medal. She said, crazy thing is, I put my medal on every single one of my family members and took pictures. So don't ever make assumptions like y'all are so fucking miserable. Leave us alone. I'm honored to be told to fuck off by such a talented woman. Yeah, she told us to shut the fuck up, and she put the medal on him. So she told him to. I can't really be mad if she told him to. You know what I mean? And maybe he is really taking notes and keeping score, that's cute. That's more than anyone's ever done for me. And you know what? Maybe I am miserable. I'll be called miserable by the most decorated gymnast of all time. I don't really care. I think that's fine. I think in comparison, naturally, I am not just miserable, but also lazy, untalented, and all the other things in the caption. I am undeniably that in comparison. So I don't mind.
Don't tell me that she doesn't look and sound like she's so embarrassed that she's about to cry. She gives me that. I get that impression from her that she's so embarrassed that she's about to cry.
I don't mind this at all. I don't mind this at all. But good to know. Good information to know. I think that given the history of it, naturally, a lot of us saw that and were a little bit like, oh, jerked out of the seat. Whoa. False alarm. Okay. Simone Biles.
Yeah. The thing is that it wasn't just this one. There is always so many others that were having so much to say. Let's see if I can find another one. There was another one that I did saw in which the hatred was so clear. Yeah. I know that I saw it. Now, if you want to see like a compilation, there's kind of like a bit of a compilation. I think it was on Didi's channel, in which she shows like a few of the haters on TikTok, because I'm not on TikTok like that. But I mean, if it's such a bother, that her husband wore one of her medals, then maybe you just need to, anybody who has that problem, they need to maybe look at this. Maybe let me see if I can share it. Okay, look at this one.
And her taste in men, and Kiki.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean,
not talking to you. You need to get off my page and go to somebody else.
Okay. No. Did I click on the wrong thing?
Okay, so regarding Simone Biles, so they can try to make money off them for the 3 years that they're making.
Okay, apparently this is somebody else that was
ordinary black people, because she went to ordinary in the black community. Really? plain Jane sisters or okay looking sisters getting with pretty mm-ms.
Okay, so somebody's talking about race. That's not what I meant. I was going by the thumbnails, in which apparently shows that she's kind of like wearing her medals and all, but yeah. Or maybe this was someone else. Oh, okay. I might have gotten it wrong. All right. Yeah, but I'm sure that there are plenty of pictures out there where she's wearing all of her medals. Nobody's wearing them for her. Ah. Cha-cha-cha. Oh, yeah, sort horrible made it up. All right. That's for sure. Not having children this last 2 generations. They're not having as many. That's true. It's not having as many. I don't know. In our community, I don't think that's so much of a problem. I mean, just yesterday, I was coming out of an establishment, and there was this couple that were getting out of a family van, and there were like 6 kids, and the wife was pregnant. So I think, and there was an Hispanic couple, obviously an Hispanic couple. They had like 6 little kids, all of them coming out of the minivan of the family van, family van, with the wife with a big belly about to pop. So that was like 7 kids or something. So I don't think having kids is so much of a problem among us, in our community. Okay, already decided we aren't giving any advice on dating, or we are talking very much back and forth with single young people because they'll fight you to keep messing up their chances. Yeah. That's why they have to be kind of like molded a little bit better when they're babies by their parents. I mean, because you can only do so much when it comes to sharing what you have learned and trying to prevent other people from making a mistake. The thing is that as the saying goes, the foolish, not necessarily the foolish, because we all have to go through certain things by ourselves so we can learn something. That doesn't make us necessarily fools. But the smarter people, if they have a chance to learn from the mistakes of others, then that's what they should do. Not having to wait until a person makes the mistake themselves. If they learn from the mistakes of others, then they are a little bit of more of an advantage. Every video of a happy rich auntie lady on IG or tube, I'll be richer. Oh yeah, all of them are rich and happy and by themselves, which is a bit contradictory because we people are by nature are social beings, and we cannot be all the time isolated. Even us men, we do like to have our space and have our peace and quiet, because we can just sit there and think about absolutely nothing and be at peace. But definitely, but we still need to talk to somebody, interact with somebody, socialize. We have to strike a balance on that, because it's not healthy to be completely isolated. In the more kind of like in the more extreme cases, that's why when it comes to incarceration, the whole thing about solitary confinement, that can drive somebody insane, man or woman. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is that I feel for this couple, because I personally would want them to succeed. I would want them to succeed, to do well, stay together, succeed, and prove other people wrong. but part of that will involve keeping kind of like the relationship and try to keep their business out of away from social media as much as possible. I know that they're kind of like a high profile couple. It's not just because of her. Let's understand, Jonathan Owens is somebody who plays in the NFL. He plays football, and he actually took time out of training camp to go to Paris to support his wife. This is what the haters, they're not seeing that. They're not seeing that part. He's supposed to be in training camp right now. Right now, he's going to be playing safety for the Bears, for the Chicago Bears, next season. Last season, he was with the Green Bay Packers. Hopefully, he did get he was traded, got a better contract, and he's doing well. He's having success. Okay, he may not be a star player, but if he does well, if he plays solid in his position, then he keeps getting those extensions, getting contract extensions, and that means that he's gonna be making some money. I mean, because NFL players, they even average players can rack up a few $1 million in salary playing in the NFL. So he's being portrayed as if he's this bum. He's not a star, but he is in the league. And this is hard to keep your hair looking good in humid weather. Imagine being an athlete trying to keep it together. Yeah, poor girl. There was. I don't know. Maybe she should have done kind of like cornrows before going, and having the cornrows all well done, fairly tight but comfortable, and making sure that her hair stays in its place. But it's about kind of like molding it. Of course, I don't know anything about the type of hair that she has, but I'm sure that if it's molded and braided properly, then it wouldn't have gone anywhere. It wouldn't have been an issue. People are just unhappy, so they're hating on everybody. Yeah. Texas, another story. Every race here has at least 3 kids by 25 years old. Yeah. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing all of the many Hispanic couples with at least 3 or 4 kids. But that couple that I saw the other time, it's not the first time that I see that. It's not the first time that I see that. And you see the poor mom, you see her all, she has this tired look on her face. She's all worn out because she's dealing with a pregnancy plus 5 or 6 kids at the same time. And they're all kind of like the same age. They look like they're all about the same age. Just one, just a little bit taller than the other, and then the other, and the other, kind of like a like a little bit of a because you can tell that they're having a kid every year. That couple has to be Mexican. Yeah. It's Texas, of course it is. Mexican or Central American. Yeah. And I know have 1 child and 2 max. Yeah, that's because with us, this is something that there was talk about that even back in when I was in elementary school. I remember one of the teachers were talking about that. They were talking about how our people that were lived in the rural areas, they were having a kid every year. And I remember friends of my grandma, they were talking about that, how there were these people that they were poor, but they were having a baby every year. Every year they were having a baby, and there were the rural families that had limited means, and maybe they didn't have a TV. So after working all day in the field, cutting down sugar cane, they came home to eat, and the other thing that brings the babies. They marry very young too here in Texas. I, for one, wanted 17, and look at me with only 1. Oh, you wanted to be like Lauryn Hill or something. She did have like a bunch of kids herself. I wanted 5, and I was like, what the fuck? What was I thinking? Well, I mean, but I should have had 2. They need siblings. Yeah, I want them to give me some weight. What? Come from 2 large families on both my parents' sides, so I definitely wanted that. But the way this world is going, I'll probably have 1 or 2 more and close up shop. Yeah, yeah. It was on my father's side. On my father's side of the family, my grandpa, well, my grandfather, he had several siblings. Most of them were older than him. I may have met like 1 or 2 only, because by the time uh by the time, because my grandfather, he passed away suddenly when I was like 15 years old, 16, 17 years old. He passed away suddenly, and I did meet some relatives that I have never met before. But many of my grandfather's siblings, they had already passed away, so I don't recall. I may have met 1 or 2 of his siblings that were older. But they were still around. I think the husband knows who she is and will hurt her eventually, but I'm hoping I'm wrong and that he really loves her and that their marriage works out. Yeah, hopefully, because she does seem to have a good head on her shoulders. It's not like the Tia, that Tia girl that she walked out on her husband, and now her ex-husband, is actually doing pretty good, because now he's living the single life that he did not choose to do. That was put on him, because she's the one who wanted to file for divorce. But I personally, even though I'm an old man, what the fuck do I care? But I will have a problem with the dude if he were the one to walk out. I mean, but I hope they stay together. So all of the haters don't get their "I told you so" moment, because they're gonna start cackling like a bunch of hyenas, going, "I told you so." You know what I'm talking about. If I get my kids a sibling, I'll have to make sure they get along, because it can easily be like me and my sister, or it can be like me and my sister. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It can be like you and your sister, or it can be like me and my sister. You know what I'm talking about. I think I already elaborated with you, kind of like behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another reason to like the call. Don't start, Jose. I don't want to hear it. Don't start. Then is the one, but that's part of learning how to deal with people and issues. Okay. I don't think America wants me to have kids. Mm, mm, I don't know what you mean with that. My brother and I used to almost always kill each other on the daily. We're best friends since we were teenagers. Okay. In Texas, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe it's that it's that hot weather that might have something to do with it. Then you'll have them one after the other, about 13 months apart. Yes, yes, yeah. No, that's how we used to be in Puerto Rico back with the Jibaros. The Jibaros and the Jibaras. What are the Jibaros? The country people, the people that are in the countryside, that they maybe they went to school until like the 4th grade or so, and and they stopped going to school, and they started working the sugar cane fields, and they don't have very good diction. The they didn't know how to speak so properly. Now that's not so much of a thing today. The countryside people, are still fairly well educated and more conservative than the people in the cities. If they still have many kids, I don't know. Maybe they still have like a couple more kids than the people that are from the cities, from San Juan. There's only like three major cities: San Juan, Ponce, Mayagüez. Those are the three cities. Anything else is a town. It's not the same thing. Not a kid every year. I don't want it. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I will hear talking about. That's what I will hear talking about when my grandma will talk to her to her one of her friends that were in the same age group, and that will talk about what their experience used to be. I don't know if it's gonna happen with me. I don't know if it's gonna happen for me. If it doesn't happen for me, then what I will do is that I will try to kind of like be the cool uncle for somebody else and try to do something that might help a child. And in a way, I have, because of me, there are a few what used to be children that are living a different life now. I'm not gonna elaborate as to how it was, but they're young adults now and they are living their best life. So I have been instrumental in changing the lives of a few children. Grandma had a kid every year for 13 years, and she was raped. Poor thing. Poor thing. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. You see, that didn't happen with my grandma. My grandma only had my mom. That's it. Even though she was from that era where she was she was from Guayama, and and over there, when she was born. She was born in 1919, so it was still very much conservative and very much into some of the countryside. She was born and raised in very limited means, and you will think that she will have had a bunch of kids, but that's not what happened with her. She only had one, and that was when she was already past the age of 30. She didn't have my mom young either. Oh boy. Now, my great grandma on my father's side, she was the one who did have like a bunch of kids. One year, my mom had a child in January, another in this. Oh, wow. Uh, Two babies in the same year. Wow. My grandma had 11, and the other only had two. 22 years apart. She said she didn't like kids, but she loved me. Well, you know that grandparents coddle their grandkids, not so much their sons and daughters. Most likely you're gonna do the same. Eventually, maybe not anytime soon, but there is a good chance you might become a grandma, and you are gonna coddle that kid. You're gonna baby that kid, and even when they grow up, you're gonna be coddling that kid. Hey, Bloodman. What happened with Biles? Yeah, we were just talking about all the criticism that is being hurled at her husband. But that was just the crime. The crime that he committed was that he took a picture, one picture, wearing one of her medals, and the avalanche of criticism came by and hit them. That she actually had to post something and tell you're hating, and all of you all are so fucking miserable, using those words. And she said, look, I put my medals on my family and took pictures with them. You're so fucking miserable. That was his crime. He wore her medal while posing for a picture. My grandmother and my mom side had 8. All my aunts and uncles, including, are gone. Oh. Sorry sorry that happened. Yeah. Yeah. ¿Qué es la que hay? You don't have a range? Well, I'll see to it. I'll see to it. We'll see. I'll see what I can do about that. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, and the criticism that who are you? Don't be wearing her medal. You didn't win the medal. And the criticism, I mean, that's something that she was fine with it, and and she said herself that she put the medal on the next of her family to take pictures with it. Kind of like it's kind of like a way of showing appreciation for the support that they were giving to her. They were supportive of her. Sometimes support goes a long way. And like I was mentioning, her husband, Jonathan Owens, he's supposed to be at training camp right now because he does play in the NFL. He's not the bum that he's portrayed as. And he took time to go to Paris to support his wife. So what is he wearing the medal for? To take one picture, one or two pictures or so. Need some Mabi. I haven't had that in 7 years. I don't know if what you mean with Mabi is the same thing that I will mean with Mabi, because we in Puerto Rico we have a drink that is called Mabi, but that doesn't do for. That's like the only thing. That's the only thing that I can't drink because it's not. I start feeling a bit nauseous. That's the only thing that does that. Campesinos are more kids because there is nothing else to do. Yeah, yeah, the jibaros. The In Puerto Rico, the jibaros, that was the thing. That's how it used to be back on the island. The jibaros are the what you call the campesino, the countryside people. You know, this generation and social media, something to talk about. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. You can sign up for a Big Brother program in your time. Yeah. I can't wait until he said it. Well, that is the whole fertility. Yeah, you're talking about the whole fertility thing. That is kind of like more of a window because um the difference is that the women have a certain amount of eggs from the ovaries, and that's a limited amount. Men can keep remaking, kind of like the little swimmers, the little sperm cells. We remake them. Mhm. Live in a black neighborhood, and the roosters still wake you up. There are roosters where you are at? Nah. Let me tell you, all our parents have changed completely now that they are grandparents. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your grandparent, your folks are gonna be coddling that baby. Oh, they're gonna spoil him. Watch. I want to become a grandmother when my son is about 30. Hopefully, no time soon. You. Give it 5 years. Give it in the inside of 5 years, you might become a grandmother. Watch. And I'm gonna bring to the panel our elder Don Jose. What's going on, Don Jose?
Hey, how you doing today? Thank you for allowing me on your platform.
Thanks for coming up.
But
What's on your mind?
yeah, but like I said, my grandfather from my father's side of the family, he had, that we know of, 26 children by 8 different women.
Yeah. Yeah.
But getting on the topic, I mean, I think the reason why the hyenas were cackling, not because of the fact that he was wearing one of her medals. It's the simple fact that she was married, that someone actually picked her.
Yeah, yeah. No, and we can go over the whole thing that was the controversy at the beginning, because he is somebody the guy is somebody who is focused on his career. Believe it or not, contrary to to how he's being portrayed, he does have a career. Him being an athlete, he's an athlete himself. And because he was in the middle of the pandemic when the Tokyo Olympics were happening, he may have been also focused on his job, because the season, the football season, was going on. No, not the football season. I think it was the training camp, because it's the Summer Olympics. They don't play football in the summer. So he was also in training camp back then. Now he was supposed to be in training camp, but took a break to be there for his wife. So, and he was focused on that. And at first, he may not have known exactly who she was, because if he doesn't follow gymnastics, then maybe you don't necessarily know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
And he quickly seemed to have learned and understand who he got in contact. She got in contact with him, actually. She shoot her shot. Let's remember that. She took the initiative. I respect that. As a Puerto Rican, I admire a woman that shoots her shot and takes her and takes a chance and is not afraid. The kind of discipline that she has to have to do what she does. All she did was taking some of that determination and put it on her dating. Ended up getting what she wanted.
Yeah, but then again, she violated the girl code. First of all, because she was actually the one that pursued the guy and not let the guy pursue her.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the hyenas are cackling.
Mm-hmm. No, when I was saying that they're gonna be cackling is if they put enough negativity and enough negative energy, and it starts causing issues with them, with them in their marriage. That's why I keep saying I really hope, it is my sincere hope, that they succeed. But they need to take that off social media. They need because they take that, the haters take that as her kind of like rubbing it in their faces because they're miserable, because they don't have that. So it's kind of like they shouldn't, I don't know, they shouldn't be putting it out so much. Because
Well-
you know what happens with celebrities. When celebrities get married, they don't last long.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Actually, you're not going to believe this, but Didi actually did a video regarding a woman that actually married herself.
And there have been a few. She's not the only one. She's not the only one. There was another woman that I remember like a couple of years back, who was talking about marrying herself. Also, I remember there was a woman in Brazil that also did that. That she married herself, and like a few days later, she was announcing that she was divorcing herself because she couldn't stand herself. Like,
So
there are some women that are so miserable they can't stand themselves. They want to marry themselves and they end up divorcing themselves.
So-
it makes zero sense.
So basically, she's going to pay alimony to herself because she's divorcing herself.
Yeah. maybe. So it doesn't. It makes zero sense. What's up, Armando?
How are you doing, Armando?
I'm chilling. How are you?
Well,
I'm okay.
I'm just trying to deal with another extremely humid day here in New York. It got up to the upper 80s.
Yeah, same here in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be perfectly honest, Ramon, I'm surprised she did a stream this early because Usually you don't do a stream this time of the day.
Yeah,
I know, right?
yeah, it was partly because of you, actually, because I know that you have one coming up later. So,
Yeah, at 10 o'clock.
okay, at 10. I thought it was going to be a little bit earlier, but yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way, and I wanted to touch on this. But aside from that, yeah. Fine. Mm-hmm.
Well, the top. Okay, I don't know what caused that noise. The topic would be what you do after you had surgery, knee replacement surgery, when you go home, if you go home.
I don't talk like that. Don't talk like that because I'm somebody who does need a surgical procedure. So don't talk like that.
Okay,
If
but
you go home.
okay. Look, what happens is some people they might go to a place for short-term rehab. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. I see. But you are rehabbing right now?
No. The doctor. Oh, actually, what I'm doing is I'm doing my exercises and I'm doing outpatient rehab.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
When I remember, I only did rehab when I was 22, but then I only did 3 weeks of it, and then after that, I just finally walked.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ramon,
Don't
do I
change the
need?
subject. What do you mean? Don't change the subject. You lost me there. Yeah. What was that? What was that, Jose?
Do I need to mute because it's just some noise in the background? I don't know if
No,
that's.
yeah, Armando, I'm kind of muting you because I don't know. There is a lot of noise coming from your surroundings, and like your microphone is bumping onto something, and it sounds really loud over here. So, but I'll get back to you.
All right. So does it sound clear now?
Yeah. It's just that for a moment there was kind of like a bunch of noise from. I don't know if you're using earphones. Yeah, if you're using headphones or something. Yeah, but there is a
That'd be my
little bit.
Wi-Fi because sometimes it hits a dead spot.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jose, you were saying?
Okay, but so I mean, but getting back to the discussion. I mean, look, I mean, the fact of the matter is, what's the big deal that he takes one picture, with him wearing one of her medals, particularly if she allowed it? What is the big deal? I mean,
If you really look at it, the United States is filled with sensitive bastards. The ones that always that can't take an opinion, the one that want to call the cops on you and everything like that. Those sensitive bastards. You get what I'm trying to say?
yeah. One person actually got upset simply because I used to hashtag say it to my face.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Fuck that bitch ass nigga. And that's all I gotta say. Anyway, the thing is though, it's funny because stuff that we think nowadays that we think that we're actually helping our spouse or anything like that, you'll have some idiot that will try to make a big deal of a guy who's repping his wife or anything like that. It's to the point that the United States have gotten with sensitive weirdos, even to the point that if a person were to actually express their religion and in their religious beliefs, they don't really approve of a person's lifestyle. Now, the person could be respectful or anything like that, but now the person who is overly sensitive will go and make great strides on to disrespect another person's religion just because in their religion they don't allow their lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, it can get into into the whole territory of either they are being criticized for talking about religion, but there is a place to talk about religion, and not everybody shares the same religion these days. There was a time when in this country just about everybody was Christian, but it's not so much like that anymore. People can have other beliefs, because being Christian is not really a requirement for being an American, right? I mean, Constitution doesn't say anything about that, which is something that certain somebody wants to change that with the whole Project 2025, using kind of like Christianity, making it part of government is part of the goal, and that long plan, that plan that they're having, which is something I'm totally against. But people can have their religious beliefs. That's perfectly fine.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what people need to understand, that here in this country, you have the right to practice your religious views, or if you have no religious views to practice, that's perfectly fine, because this is not contrary to what people think. This is not a Christian nation. This is a pluralistic nation, and everyone has the right to have to live their life as they see fit. The only thing is, just don't impose your views on other people. But people
And
are
don't
very, but people
or
are
don't
very,
live in a. Oh, sorry.
but people are very sensitive these days. I mean, just and the fact, like I said before, just making a hashtag statement, say to my face, one person went ballistic. I mean, that's how sensitive people are today.
I mean, me personally is this. They should have like a disclaimer for America, right? You could go and practice whatever beliefs it is, but don't go and practice if your beliefs is not Christianity or whatsoever. Don't go to a sundown town and practice it, because the locals are very ignorant.
Yeah. Yeah, and what was that state when they were trying to put up the Ten Commandments in the public schools? Which is a mistake. That's something that on principle, on First Amendment principle, that most likely will be turned audit if they make state law. Armando, there is like a lot of noise. I don't know what. Lower the volume on your microphone, because I know that
Yeah.
has a little.
Let me check.
Yeah, but it's like every little wind noise or little bomb, it comes across over here really, really loud. Yeah. Um, I don't know which state was it that they were trying to put out the Ten Commandments in the public schools. And that First Amendment principle that can be reverted easily. But if there were like a provision, something that the Supreme Court wanted to let states on the state level put the Ten Commandments in the public schools, it will be a major mistake, because if they are going to be putting up something that comes from religion, they will have to allow to put up things that come from other religions, like passages, verses of the Quran, or something that comes from Buddhism. They will have to allow that too.
Yeah.
You see, that's why they shouldn't allow that. They shouldn't allow putting up something that has to do with religion, Christianity or not. It's
Right.
either they don't let anything be put up, or they're gonna have to let a little bit of everything be put up in the schools.
That's true.
But one thing, and again, we have to bear in mind that you can get 20 people together, and you can get 20 different belief systems, okay? And you don't have to know everything about every belief system, but you do need to be respectful about how other people wish to live. That's why, for example, when it comes to like Like if someone is sharing with me something about something that's happening in their lives, and if I know they're not a Christian, before I would ask them, would you be upset if I was to put you in prayer?
But
Yeah, yeah.
Because you do gotta you do have to show respect. Just like you want people to respect whatever beliefs you have, you should respect their beliefs as well.
Hmm. Yeah,
exactly.
it's the ideal, but it doesn't always work like that. That's why, um, like if I'm at the workplace, I have my reservations about religion, but I keep that to myself. Or definitely when it comes to politics, I keep I keep those views to myself. Even though I have seen what has happened with people that are a bit too out there with the uh, when it comes to politics, where eh, they're too out there with what they're saying, and that has ended up costing them, because they kind of like put themselves. I do remember there was a coworker that I had. Good dude, but he will be wearing a hat, a Trump supporter hat, at the workplace, like broadcasting what his beliefs was. And
All right,
it's fine. It's
but
fine.
not for nothing.
The,
But not for nothing. Isn't Texas a red state anyway?
well, it's red with a few blue dots here and there. I mean, like
Oh,
in Austin, it's kind of like a blue enclave.
all
Maybe,
right.
yeah. It depends on where. For the most part, yes, Texas is a red state, but there are a few blue dots here and there. It's
All
not
right.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Denise has said something that I don't understand. Prayer is just a form of conjuring. I don't understand that.
Me neither.
Well, I'm not. I'm not gonna.
Like
I do agree. It being a form of meditation, when it comes as a form, it's just conjuring. I don't know. I don't know if I would agree with that. So again, you guys are the ones that are more religious or have been to the church more than I have. So
But like I mean, but like I said before, this is what I believe. Before I'll pray for somebody, and I know it's not a Christian, I'll ask if I can do that first, out of respect.
yeah, depending on where you are,
Exactly.
depending on where you are, because I have seen the evangelicals having a problem with public schools not letting kids to pray to pray in school if they want to pray, which will be fine if they kind of like keep it to themselves and they don't use religion as a tool for judging other people, which is something that I see a lot, kind of like the evangelical types that hide behind religion, and they start throwing stones from behind the mantle or the screen of religion, kind of like speaking as if they speak on God's authority. You see, trying to make themselves seem superior. I've seen that a lot. I mean, perfect example will be
The
somebody
Hispanotaps.
that's one.
The Hispanotaps.
A perfect example that I can give you will be with Candace Owens. I mean, now that she got herself baptized as a Catholic, which I have a theory as to why that is. Did she do that? But now she's using that to call herself persecuted, because she's now a Roman Catholic Christian, and because of that, now she's persecuted, which is a lie. Because
Um,
you can't
I
be.
mean,
Yeah, I still think she's kind of like hiding behind that. It's true.
technically, I'm just saying historically, the only places that Roman Catholics were actually persecuted in were actually the Middle East and certain places in India, if I'm correct. Oh yeah, in China too, and Japan.
See, the problem with the word persecution is that you can get 20 people together, you're going to get 20 different interpretations. But for one person, being persecuted simply mean not be able to say something like pray quietly to yourself before you eat, or not be able to read the Bible to yourself. So, so when it comes to persecution, and when it comes to terms like persecution, you have to have a clear understanding what it is. I mean, just simply stating I'm a Christian doesn't mean you're being persecuted.
Mhm.
Now, one thing which I gotta actually, which what actually made me laugh was what Blood Moon says. Even though I don't agree with nothing that she says in life, but that joint right there, what she said about her husband, just made me laugh. I ain't gonna front.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing, that's the thing, because she's a Catholic now, she shouts all over the place that she's so persecuted because she's a Christian. Nobody's persecuting her because she's a Christian. That's just her painting herself a victim.
But but again, if you're gonna use the term persecution, you have to use it properly. I mean, because people take a word and they twist it, to go along with whatever is they wish to believe.
Mhm.
Yep.
No, but I do believe that she's trying to make it seem like her life is under threat because she's a Christian. Nobody's persecuting her. Yeah.
Mm.
And the timing. What I was what I was mentioning about that, I did a short in which I was asking the question as to why did she convert to Catholicism. If we look at at the timing, she did that just shortly after she had that interview with the rabbi, and she ended up getting fired from. She ended up getting fired from the platform that is run by Ben Shapiro. So, and she was called all kinds of anti-Semite, which I was giving her credit for actually standing her ground and not completely kowtow to that rabbi, because you know that there is always that whole thing about how the Jewish are very victimized, and Hollywood is making a movie about the Holocaust like every year. Like, okay, we get it. Nobody's saying that it didn't happen, but they keep hammering that in. And there was something that she said about Hitler in a panel that she participated in London that was taken out of context. And she was hit hard with it and called anti-Semite. And maybe that's why I think she got baptized as a Catholic, to get some kind of protection from that criticism, because she was being criticized so hard.
I mean, one thing I gotta say is this: even though she could say that she's persecuted, we don't know what she's going through behind the scenes. The reason why I say that is because, okay, there might have been certain endorsements that she has lost because of when she had that interview with the rabbi. Because let's be honest, the financial protected class. That's why I'm going to say this, just to protect myself. They like whenever you mention anything about them in these United States now, there was even a basketball player that actually got suspended just for mentioning a film that the financially protected class did not approve of on Amazon. I didn't get to see it because they had to pay for it. But the thing is, though, I guess it was something that the financial class did not approve. So therefore, that guy was labeled an anti-financial class, and then after that, he was suspended just for saying this thing. When the fact is, it wasn't even harmless.
Mhm.
I just wanted to give you the definition of the word persecution. it is punishment or harassment, usually of a severe nature, on the basis of race, religion, or political opinion of one's country of origin.
Mhm.
That is the textbook definition of persecution.
Right.
Okay, but sometimes people will take a little bit of a bad experiences, and they interpret it as being persecuted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's not necessarily persecution. It might be kind of like criticism and so, but nobody's threatening her life. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, look,
Yeah.
but unfortunately nowadays, people are very sensitive, so they can interpret anything as being persecuted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. somebody hit somebody with a criticism. That's so oppressive. That's-
Man, I've been persecuted all my life, and I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mhm.
shoot, when I just came first on YouTube, I got persecuted, but guess what? I stood my ground, and I'm still here.
Mhm. Yeah.
But nowadays, it's like I said, people are very sensitive. Okay, what's this one form of criticism? They're being persecuted.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's kind of funny, right? There are certain people that they still actually make lies about me and everything like that. They still have secret chats about me. I'm like that. I'm not that interested of a person. I'm not even a celebrity yet. But yeah, people have secret chats on how they're gonna put me in jail just for my opinions. It's actually pitiful.
Yeah. That's why I keep saying this circus is alive and well, because you got people who are mentally ill, and they interpret any little thing, any little criticism as persecution.
Yeah,
If
that's
you don't
true.
have execution amount, I'll sue you and call you anti-Denicist. What? What? I'm not familiar with that.
Hey, Kacho, how you doing?
Hey, Kashal.
Hey,
Okay.
Kichel, what's going on?
I think what my Sabbath daughter is saying is that if you deny that she's being not being persecuted because she's being Denise, then she's going to sue you.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
Just like I feel persecuted when people, my mom allowed to talk about how lovely cold weather is.
Let's not talk about the weather again. Hey, Kishore, you can hit the link. It's at the top of the chat. Everyone and everyone else, you're gonna be here just a little bit longer. But
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm persecuted for actually saying my true ancestry. But it's fun. But it's funny that they doxed me, and they still trying to say that I'm fake. That joint is funny. It's actually funny. It's actually funny how much people who are actually supposed to be grown go so far on how to lie on another person. I can't wait until I take my DNA test. I'm gonna put that in 2 months, so I'm just letting y'all know.
All right.
Okay.
Morena start validating my experience, or else you're anti something, or whatever new term they made up. Kishelle, what's going on, Mama?
Hey, Kashal.
Hey,
Good
Kashal.
evening, guys. How you guys doing? Hello. Thanks for letting me up.
Sure
I'm
thing.
okay.
Sure thing. I haven't seen you in one of my panels in a minute. Thanks for coming up.
No problem.
Yeah.
Hello, Denise. How are you? I'm happy to be here. You had good timing. Normally it'd be too late for me to be going live.
I know. Just like my lives on YouTube. So I'll be either starting at like at 7:30 or at 8.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
and I'll be live at 10 o'clock tonight.
All right,
So,
that's cool.
Okay, I'll definitely be up.
okay,
Yo,
like,
yo,
so you're
yo,
gonna be
Kachel,
oh,
Yeah, what's up?
Kachel, yo, what you doing next Sunday?
I'm probably going to the beach.
Ah,
Why? What's
dag,
going on?
yeah, the Dominican parade's gonna be happening on that Sunday. I really wanted you to, to show like the greatness of it and everything.
Yo, I've never been to the Dominican parade all my life living in New York. I've never been to the Dominican parade. I'm not gonna lie. Never been.
that's because you didn't want to. You didn't want to. That's the
I
only
mean,
explanation.
I had more Boricua friends than Dominican friends back in the day. So like,
Okay.
I don't hate me. I probably probably been to the PR parade probably once, but I mean, I don't want to cause no rift here. I love all my Latinas, my Latinos, my Latinas. No beef here.
Well,
Okay.
but remember, Denise, all lives matter, and the beaches of New York are beautiful.
No, they're not.
Chocha Beach. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm going to Jones Beach. I'm not going to Chosha Beach. We don't do those things.
Nah, we don't, no.
I'm
I mean,
No, I
following.
stopped doing. I
I'm
stopped doing
following
that.
what Kichel says. I'm following what
I,
Kichel
I,
says. We're going to no Chocha Beach.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I haven't been there like in 2002.
I mean, it's nice to show people because it's right next to City Island. If you're in New York, if you're from the Bronx, like City Island, like people come from Jersey to City Island, like from Brooklyn, Harlem. Everybody goes to City Island in the summer, so it's good for other reasons. There's a lot of nice seafood restaurants around there and all of that, but the beach.
I mean, we have Brighton Beach, we have Coney Island, we have Reese Beach. Not only Ocho.
Yeah. I love City Island. The Japanese food and everything like that out there, and you could actually see the free fights better than Tyson on pay-per-view.
I've been up there a few times already. I have an uncle that lives up there, so I've been up there a few times eating seafood. So, hey, City Islands, I'm going to hit it up again before the summer comes, before the summer ends for sure. But I ain't see no fights, thank God. I went all the way to the end where the mature, grown, and sexy people go. Not with the 20-year-olds. No disrespect to anybody in the chat that's 20. But in New York, they be getting stupid out here. So I go to the
Oh yeah,
mature spots.
of course. Thanks to drill music.
Yeah. You know how that goes. All of that.
Yo, Dad.
Don Armando, if you're going to the Dominican Day Parade, let me know so we can link up.
Oh yeah, of course. I'll give you the address and everything like that where I'm going to be at. Only you,
Thank
because
you.
yeah. Because this past year you have a whole bunch of weirdos that's trying to get me arrested. So that's what I'm saying too. Yeah, it's the same weirdos. That's all I got to say.
Well,
It seems like everybody's getting harassed in this space. Sorry to cut you off, Jose.
I mean, let's see. I've been accused of being racist, anti-mix, gay. Let's see. That I have an STD. That I suffer from poor dental hygiene. That I have no one that loves me.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know what's the kicker? The canker sore. I mean, it's funny that a person cannot even have a mustache no more without being accused of having a canker sore. I'm like, that's very despicable.
First, I don't even know what that is. Sorry, that went over my head, but I feel like mustaches and beards are in. So please explain and clarify that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain hater which I'm not going to publicize. It's the same person that actually doxed me. Anyway, now whenever they actually trying to steal pictures of Don Jose, they're trying to at least put the narrative that he has canker sores just because of his mustache, and then they try to go deeper within the mustache, and then they go with the next accusation saying that he got herpes. I'm like, this person has been fibbing too long. it's to the point that it even sounds pitiful. Like a 13-year-old person that can't even diss right.
I mean, this same person actually got upset when I put on my hashtag, say it to my face.
I mean, obviously, this person is spending a lot of watch time hours on both of y'all channels, giving y'all views for the YouTube studio. So there's been a lot of time researching y'all. So
Yeah.
it's benefiting y'all in the end. So it's all good.
Yeah.
That's what
By
I
the
said.
same, you have to listen to this on Kai Show. This same individual goes around and rants on X, saying that they're gonna make me disappear. I'm like, really? So you're gonna make me disappear? Nice. I would like to see you try. That's funny.
Oh, that's a little bit crazy. Like, what do you do in those situations? Is there like a YouTube email kind of report kind of thing? Like backstage, you can discuss that. I guess we don't want to give them too much feedback, but there is a solution to that.
Yeah, easy. Ignore to make them even angrier.
Yeah. Oh, and report them. That's all.
Oh yeah, and I'm still Dominican.
Yeah, people are tripping, yo. Like I be seeing, like I be cloud watching in different sectors, like GG sector sometimes and other people's sector, and I really be hearing people go in about the craziest things that I feel like it's not even that serious to be discussing on YouTube.
Yo, TT, I went to the Bahamas like around, was it 2023? I think it was 2022. I went to the Bahamas. I could say that the cruise was great and everything, but Coco K burnt the hell out of me.
Oh, I gotta look at the chat. I'm not looking at the chat.
Yeah.
No, but
So what y'all was
definitely.
talking about before I popped in? What were y'all talking about though?
Well, the main topic that we were talking about was the whole thing with Simone Biles. I have talked about her before. You remember the gymnast who is she's in the Olympics right now, and she's doing very well. She's winning medals and all, but there was this criticism because her husband committed a crime. He committed the crime of posing for a picture wearing her medal, and the criticism that came with it is being brutal. Like all of the people policing the relationship and having so much to say um, about that. Like, no, don't wear her medal. You didn't do the gymnastics, and who do you think you are? Even though that is her husband, and she put the medal on him so he could take the picture with it. It was a picture. No, nobody is getting confused as to who the medal belongs to. But there are a lot of people passing judgment. Let me finish. There are a lot of people passing judgment on that, because in their eyes, they criticize the haters. In their eyes, the guy is a bum because he's not as successful as she is. So that automatically makes him a bum, even though he plays in the NFL. He was supposed to be in training camp, and he took a pause from training camp so he could support his wife in Paris. But he's still getting a whole bunch of criticism, even though he's been doing nothing but singing her praises, giving all the congratulations and giving her all the credit. But because he posed for a picture with her medal, then that's like he committed a crime, and he's getting all this bunch of criticism on it. It's on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but I have come across a couple of the clips, and they're having so much to say about it.
Yeah, but I have a theory about that, right? Like they say that that he's this, that he's that, or anything like that, and she put the medal on him, and then people are making their critiques or whatever, right? But then again, let's put it like this: that's her husband, right?
Yeah.
And I just want everybody to think about this. The husband is also an athlete, even though he's not an Olympic athlete, right? So while people are criticizing and everything like that, him in particular, what makes you think that in some shape or form, that even though that they have different sports and everything like that, they're not actually reciprocating and helping themselves out. Let's be honest. You got two both athletic people who are actually in their prime, right? She just won an award and everything like that, and then she put it on her husband, and then everybody wants to make a critique and everything like that. But people may not know that he might be helping her train. I mean, training doesn't actually mean okay. They have to go. He might be helping her go to practice every day. They might be running together and everything like that because at the end of the day, they're both athletes, right? So
Mhm.
certain people they could go in and talk and everything like that, but you don't know if they have the same training regimen, and he might be helping them. I'm just
Yeah,
saying. I'm just putting that out there as a theory.
yeah. So this is one of the images in question. It was just a picture. The family's around, how the people are around, and you see his shirt. The shirt is all about her. So he's there uh, promoting her, being there for her. But because he took that picture with the medal that she won, is a problem.
Wow, I be in my own little world, my own little bubble, so I definitely didn't know anything about this. But I caught your last live stream. You talked about Simone Biles before, and after that, I caught the Netflix special that she did. That's pretty good, 2 episodes deep, and ayo pause, sorry. And after that, I'm like, okay, I see, why they did the special on her. I see she's married to an NFL player. I don't know how much money he makes, but you assume anybody who's an NFL player, they're making money. So I don't see why it's a big topic of him supporting his wife if she's doing something great, because these opportunities with married people, that they cherish don't come, a dime a dozen. So you gotta do what you gotta do. And I don't know why it's everyone's business. They're young. They're both under 30 years old. Like, they may not even be together 10 years from now. Maybe they will. Like, I think it's nice that he did that. Whether it doesn't matter who makes more money. Like, obviously she doesn't care because she would have made a different decision if she cared. So why are people still being so harsh on this young couple? They're so young.
Because the cackling hyenas cannot accept the fact that she actually has somebody, and then she violated the female code actually pursuing the guy and proposing to the guy.
Listen, what happened in the 1960s and 70s is not their generation, is not their story. That's their grandparents' story. And we all cannot live through our, ancestry line in that way. And I guess maybe some of this is just maybe too much for certain people to process, maybe, because that sounds crazy. Like, wouldn't any of you guys on the chat wouldn't you want your partner to sacrifice their job for you if that was your opportunity to shine like that? Like, I feel like it's a common sense yes. It doesn't matter who makes more money in a relationship.
Yeah, but the problem is, I call it uncommon sense, because if it was common sense, it would be used more often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I'm gonna play the clip again, one that went viral with the criticism, so you can see, so you see what I mean.
Okay.
Hold on. And listen to the criticism.
Take her medal off. After all of take her medal off. Was it you, Mr. Simone Biles, who was flying through the air yesterday? Was it you who spun like a top 30 times in the air and landed without stumbling? No. You were taking notes in the audience, and I thought that was cute. I was going to give him a pass. I thought him keeping score in the audience was kind of cute. And I was going to take it easy on him. To open Instagram, why is her medal around your neck? For the picture? For the picture that you post? After all we learned nothing? What a choice. What a choice. In the audience, he does look like pretty studious, though, and like he's like really paying attention. Let her wear the medal for the picture that you post after everything that's gone on. That could be a pretty simple PR move. He's like, this is my only time to wear a gold medal around my neck, so I guess I'll just take this chance now. Not like I already got made fun of by the entire internet for trying to overshadow my wife. and undermine her accomplishments.
That's not what he did.
Even I don't think he means to. I really don't think he means to. I think he's just like, I don't know. Somebody took the picture and thought, this makes sense given the history. This is a good idea. Whoever took the picture is a hater.
I don't see how.
These people just need more friends who will tell them what things appear to be if they want to avoid the comments. Because go look at the comments on that picture. All of them are like, wow, odd choice. I don't even remember your name, Mr. Simone Biles. It's egging it on, you know?
Yeah, and she's one of them. She's one of the ones that are egging it on.
Yeah. Can I make
Hang on. It's all that judgment that they're passing. I mean, like, who the hell are they? It is that times I don't know how many, because there were so many others that had so much to say.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. Go ahead, Don Monroe.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say a joke that I stole from Dave Chappelle. I do not want to be walking in the alley with that chick. She looks like Boy George. She looks like the type that would be wearing underwears with meat holes in them. With that said, that chick's face alone, you could tell that she's fought all her life and she's still fighting. That's why she's actually giving a damn about people who are actually happy. I mean, think about it. Her face looks like a disaster. I'm sorry I have to say that.
Let me tell you something. She's the reason why by 2030, women in their 20s and 30s and 40s, at least 50% will be single and never get married because of that type of attitude that she has. Please let me say this. The fact of the matter is, she allowed him to wear one of her medals. What is the big fluffing deal about it? He's been supporting her whenever. And he's not just on Pookie and Ray Ray. He is a professional football player, for crying out loud. This is the reason why these women are going to die alone, okay? Because she's upset because someone violated the female code and actually married someone that she pursued.
Yeah. Another thing is that the lady who was actually criticizing and everything like that, I could say why she's mad and why she's having her critique and everything like that. I mean, just look at her face. I mean, her face alone actually creates 50% of erectile dysfunction beyond with straight men in this country. I mean, just look at her face. Just looking at her face right there, you know you're gonna go limp. I'm sorry. She's just that ugly.
No, what's ugly is her attitude. It's her attitude.
Yeah, that's what makes her ugly for the most part. Because if she were somebody who had more of a cool attitude, then maybe she wouldn't have been getting all of that criticism. And that clip went viral. It has millions of views. But the thing is that there was another clip that she put out in which actually Simone Biles responded. I'm gonna play it again. I played it earlier, but I'm gonna play it for Kichelle. So let me share it real quick because it's funny, and I want you, Kichelle, if you're looking at your screen, hopefully you're looking at your screen, because that's part of what makes it funny, because of the face that she has, the embarrassment. She's
I'm looking at my screen.
That is funny. Okay, I'm gonna play right now. Watch.
Biles, Olympic gold medalist, most decorated gymnast of all time, took time out of her day. I think she's at the Olympics to comment about the situation about her husband wearing her medal. She said, "Crazy thing is, I put my medal on every single one of my family members and took pictures. So don't ever make assumptions like y'all are so fucking miserable. Leave us alone." I'm honored to be told to fuck off by such a talented woman. Yeah, she told us to shut the fuck up, and she put the medal on him. So she told him to. I can't really be mad if she told him to. You know what I mean? And maybe he is really taking notes and keeping score, that's cute. That's more than anyone's ever done for me. And you know what? Maybe I am miserable. I'll be called miserable by the most decorated gymnast of all time. I don't really care. I think that's fine. I think in comparison, naturally, I am not just miserable, but also lazy, untalented, and all the other things in the caption. I am undeniably that in comparison. So I don't mind. I don't mind this at all. But good to know. Good information to know. I think that given the history of it, naturally, a lot of us saw that and were a little bit like, oh, jerked out of the seat. Whoa. False alarm. Okay. Simone Biles.
Nobody's gonna tell me that she didn't look for a moment like she was about to cry. she was looking mad, embarrassed.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think she was embarrassed too looking at that video. But I wanted to comment on everything all of y'all said. So like Jose said, like, yeah, like who gives the fluff? And like Don Armando says, like, yeah, like that girl looks hideous pretty much. And like you're saying, Ramon too, like regarding this girl's videos, like what were you doing? Were you looking for clout? You know, you got the clout she wanted. So are you embarrassed and now you want to cry? Like, what was it all for? Like, were you just trying to get views, not thinking Simone Biles would really respond to you? And now you're like shell shocked shit short. Like, what was it all about? And it's really nobody's business. And I was about to say that too. Like, what if Simone Biles put it on her mother, her father, her sister, her brother, but all we saw was her putting on her man, and there's someone just spinning that story all the way out of control for no reason. Like, it's crazy. Like, I feel like as soon as a celebrity starts dating someone, like their information is just public. It's no more private. They can't expect privacy. They gotta expect people to comment on all their ish, and they can't even get in their bag about it because it's what they signed up for.
Yeah, and the thing is that it seems to be more of a TikTok generation thing. I haven't seen anything like this on other social media. But
Right.
maybe that's why I stay off of it, because TikTok is so it's a cesspool. It's a cesspool of like hatred.
It is.
And,
Idiocy. I'm about to I'm about to knock off, guys. So nice having me on your panel, Ramon. I see you guys. I got some business to do.
All right, take care.
All right.
All right.
Here. Till next time. All right.
And
Next
Ramon,
time.
for anybody who saw Simone Biles' Netflix documentary, like you can see, like this girl is a human being with emotions, insecurity. She doubts herself. Like she doesn't walk around and act like a gold Olympic medalist person. She has insecurities and she doubts herself, and just like the average person. So it's not like she walks around acting like she's Michael Jackson or Beyonce. Like she doesn't even carry
No.
herself that way. She's
No, I
very,
was
very
saying
humble.
I was saying just that earlier, because that's what it seems like with her, that she carries herself in like she seems to be very nice. She seems to be very nice, and maybe she has a little moments here and there where she put up that little pendant. She has kind of like a little pendant with a goat on it, meaning you know the acronym GOAT. She knows that.
Yeah, greatest of all time.
She knows that she's the shit, but she doesn't go around having to say it. She just lets her actions and the accomplishments speak for her. She's doing it right, and so nobody can really have anything hateful to say. So what they can't do hateful, they can't do hate to her. So they redirect it to her husband, who may not be that as successful. So because he's not winning a whole bunch of medals or he hasn't won a Super Bowl, then he's a bum. It's like it's too binary. There is no consideration about the fact that he's somebody who plays in professional football and he's getting paid, and that there is success there. He may not be a star, but he's not a bum either.
It's so sad. There's so many bitter women out there, you know, for whatever reason they bitter, you know, it's a whole bunch of reasons, whatever the case is. But even like the girl in the TikTok video said, nobody never did that for me. You know what I'm saying? These are people that are not even married, who don't have boyfriends, or who are not even dating, that are commenting, going in. They can't even relate to this girl but have an opinion.
Well,
Ridiculous.
the question is, why is it that no one has done anything for this chick? It could be lots. It could be lots of reasons. We don't know her, but I mean, she does seem to be very bitter. I mean, the fact that she took the time to comment regarding a person that that her own wife, his own wife, allow him to wear one of his medals, and it's like there was a sharing a proud moment, and so and the fact of the matter is, she violated the girl code by pursuing the guy, and she actually got married.
Yeah, she got picked, but she did shoot her shot. I respect that. I respect
The
that.
girl who made the video was dating that same NFL player?
No, I'm talking about the Olympic what's her face?
No, the Biles, the Simone girl, and she got picked. She ended up getting proposed to, giving a ring, and but it started because she shot her shot on kind of like an upscale type of social platform, and they connected with each other that way. And there were a lot of people that were criticizing, had a lot to say, because he was in training camp. That was when he was playing for the Texans, and she's a Texan, and he was in training camp, couldn't get out to meet her, so she was the one who got in her car and drove to him to meet him. I mean, she had determination. She took initiative. That's something that I can admire in a woman. So and she got a lot of criticism just because of that, because she was somebody who took initiative, and she let him know that she was over the she made it happen. She wasn't playing games.
Listen, if we listen to our parents and our grandparents' ways of telling us how to do stuff, we won't ever get what we want. Like, again, these are young people. Clearly they're making their own rules to how they want to set their life, their marriage. Like, I hope they have kids if they don't, fine. But again, what if she breaks up with this guy and gets with another bum, so society says, or a millionaire or whatever? Like, it's gonna be the same thing. So people just need to just worry about the more important things. Like that girl out here winning Olympic gold medals in Paris right now. Like, they should just be uplifting her, saying positive things only. Even the hair comments, I see people going in about her hair, how her hair is always messed up, it's so ugly. Like, that's what y'all want to talk about, this girl hair? Of all the things I could say,
they were very
hair?
hard on her. The same women that are having so much vitriol against her husband most likely are exactly the same ones that are talking shit about her hair.
Yeah.
Like, you can't please nobody. Like, these people got so much pressure. Like, that's why I said, give me the money. I don't want the fame. All that attention, paparazzi, lights, cameras, just give me the money. I want to be rich. I don't want the fame. That's too much work. They're always under the scrutiny of everything. What if they have a baby? Like, oh my goodness, that'll be something.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that's how. Okay, I don't want to. Okay, I'm trying not to sound sexist, but I mean, let's keep it real. That's what some of these ladies think today. Sub. So, but
I mean, interesting conversation though. It just shows you like how people just have negative energy and people are not really happy for other people's success. That's what it really shows you. Like, no matter how good you're doing in your life, there's gonna still be a bunch of people not happy for your success. They're gonna look for anything they can to tear down your success.
Yeah. I do hope that they make it. Because
so do I. Because you know what? I mean, this Bill person, she seems to be someone that has her head on straight. She seems to be a good person.
Yeah, I mean, I wish them the best too, you know, and even if it doesn't work out again with these celebrities, we see them date so many movie stars, actors, rappers, singers. Like, we know how this goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, anyway, well, changing the subject slightly. Next
Mhm.
year, my lady will come to visit me. Will come and visit for a whole month.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
So most likely it's going to be in the summertime because when she gets a vacation. So
Yes.
I
Good.
so I do plan to like take her to a nice place, couple of nice places to eat, take her to some tourist sites and things of that nature. Um, introduce her to the family, and of course, I know that some of the beaches are a little messy, but
A little. That has already been talked about in the chat. What is it? What is it, Dennis? Ass broth?
He is definitely underselling it.
Ass, beaches are ass water. That's not a beach with nice, transparent water. It's ass water.
I mean, okay, look, you have to admit, in every beach, it's going to be a little bit of dirty now and then.
No.
Nah, the New York beaches need like a vacuum cleaner.
Ass broth. Wow.
And of course, she'll have the opportunity to ride the subways, and of course, she might be a little surprised to see like that there's a rat here and there on the subway.
Yeah. Right here and there, that they stand their ground. You try to shoo them off and scare them off. They stand their ground and they'll steal your pizza.
But would you believe it? In all the time I've been living in Rochester, I only saw one rat.
Yeah, right, Jose. You lying.
Yeah, you saw a rat today, and you
No.
saw another rat yesterday, and another the day before. Yeah. One rat today, and
No.
one rat yesterday, and another rat the day before, and so on and so on.
No, I see squirrels.
What did you do while she was here? You guys just stay in the house and Netflix and chill, or did y'all go out and do anything?
Well, I mean, we just basically relax. I mean, to be perfectly fair, there's not much I could have done with me recovering from my knee. But by next year, we'll definitely go to do some sightseeing. We're definitely going to go some nice places to eat. Yes, Denise, one rat in 6 years in Rochester. One.
No. One rat a day. One rat a day. Come on, don't play with us.
Okay, I admit.
And it's a rat. And it's a rat like the one that I saw. Somebody took that video of that rat in that bodega that was the size of a possum. Scary.
Okay,
those fuckers are huge. Okay, and the walking slow and all because he was so fat from all the trash that they eat.
Okay, I admit we do have a couple of mousies here and there.
No, you have a few possum-sized rats, whole rats. Yeah.
I mean, come on. Okay, well, I admit when I see a rat that's the size of a squirrel, big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Ramon, I see you was in Chicago. How was that?
It was good. I had a chance to visit there for a couple of days. I linked up with our guy, the 18 letter. We hung out. It was good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard you. I had to play the replay of your stream when I caught you guys on, and I had commented, "I'll catch the replay," and I heard you talking about it.
Yeah. No, but it was
cool.
all right. Yeah. We went to Humboldt Park and we checked out some of the sites there, and we were around some of downtown because downtown is really big. It's huge. It's a huge place. It's not like here in downtown Dallas. Downtown Dallas is actually a relatively small area. But downtown Chicago is not just downtown. It's a city of its own, on its own. Yeah.
Okay, how was the weather there?
It was a little bit better than here because it wasn't as hot, but it was still nice and warm. And I wouldn't want to be in Chicago when it gets cold and they get that wind coming from the lake, and wind chill -3 or something like that. He can tell you about that.
Oh,
Right.
That's not what I would want.
what a lucky stiff.
No, shut up, shut up with that.
And I'm getting jealous.
Okay, well, you should go
That's too
into
cold for me.
Chicago. You should go to Chicago in the middle of the winter. There is all that wind coming from the lake because the lake freezes up, and all that wind going by the by that frozen lake, it brings out the wind biting cold
You mean-
minus.
You mean you are afraid of a little chilly weather?
That's not chilly. That's biting cold. That can
Well,
kill
that's
you.
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, no, come on.
Don't mess with me. Yeah, not interested. Not interested. No.
Oh, come on now. You can take a little
But,
chilly weather.
these are the mouses. This is one of the mouses that Jose talks about. Look at that monster. Look at that shit. That's a whole post right there. That's one of the Jose's little mouse. Look at that thing.
They
Okay.
got a lot of mouse in Harlem too.
Okay, so you saw one slightly large rat.
Slightly large. Yeah, that's a monster. That's a mutation there. That's a mutant.
Getting them right.
They're gonna start running around in their hind legs, and they're gonna learn to talk or something. Those are mutations. Those are mutants. So big.
I mean, they're more afraid of us than we are of them.
Yeah.
Nah, they don't act like it. They don't jump when you stomp your feet or you yell. They be looking at you like, "What you gonna do?"
They start their ground, right? Right, Kichel?
They don't
start their
run.
ground.
He's lying. Well, maybe them Bronx rats run, but not these Manhattan rats.
Oh, come.
I live in Manhattan, under Times Square, by the Brooklyn Bridge, where all the bars and restaurants and clubs is. Man, please, these rats look like little baby kittens.
Damn. Yeah, I was told that the rats get so big and strong that they can tame the cats and ride them like horses.
They could eat some cats though. Like some cats have been eaten by rats. They do get that big.
Really?
Squirrels,
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
But that's rats, not mice. That's rats though, not mice.
Okay, look.
Okay.
Okay, like I said before, I admit we do have a slight rodent problem. You know, with a rat here and a rat there. And we see some little baby mousies over there.
Mm-hmm. All right.
He's not being honest.
All right. Yeah. No, I'll say I'm all right. I'm not believing it. Oh man.
But you know
So-
what we think? But you know what?
Yeah.
An alternate New York experience: going to Times Square on New Year's Eve to watch the ball drop.
No. You can do that.
I've never done that. Like I live here all my life. Like I'm kind of afraid of that. That's something I think I would never do. There's too many people here. I don't like that idea.
Yeah. I'll watch it on TV. I don't need to be out there exposing myself like that. No thanks. In that cold? Nah.
What cold? We haven't had a cold day winter in years.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So you say even though it snows and gets cold as hell, and people having to wear layers upon layers of clothing, but to you it never gets cold. Okay. Whatever you say.
I mean, okay. So what? Maybe in winter time, when we do get winter, finally, you might have to wear a light jacket. Big deal.
Okay, fine, fine. You should, yeah, you should go to Alaska. You should go to Alaska and adopt a pet polar bear or something. Live in an igloo.
Um, Denise, I don't know how to take care of pets, so it wouldn't be good for me to have a little mousey.
Hmm.
Jose, the way you talk, you should have no sweaters, no jackets, no hats, no gloves, no scarves. You shouldn't
But
have
he
none of
does.
that.
Yeah, but he does. I'm sure. Talks a lot like he's Mr. Freeze, but
Well, right now I have the air conditioning on at 70 degrees because it's extremely humid today. It got up to the upper 80s.
okay.
Yeah, it's real humid today. It was.
Mhm. Could you imagine if I had complete climate control worldwide?
No, Jose, no.
No, thanks.
I mean, could you imagine Texas with 20-degree temperature 4 months out of the year? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
No. Texans are not built like that. They will rise against you.
They will move.
Okay, yeah.
They will
But
leave
it
Texas.
will be civil war if you do that to Texans. Texans don't like it. They're not into that. Blubman saying she prefers to live in a Four Seasons place. I don't need to because that's not how I grew up. I grew up warm, and hot and warm. That's how I grew up, depending on the time of the year. Spring is the best time in NYC. I'm sure it's nice, but yeah.
Yeah,
what I
spring
mean-
is good. It's like a
Yeah.
mixture of all the weathers.
Well, think about it. Most of the major holidays are in the wintertime. You have Christmas, you have New Year's Eve, you have New Year's Day, you have Kwanzaa, you have Valentine's Day. I mean, think about it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Alright.
I don't care about none of that. But guys, I'm about to step down. I'm actually mopping and trying to do mad stuff, and I'm like keep putting you guys on mute. But it was nice being up here talking to you guys.
All right, take care.
All right, I appreciate you coming up. I'll talk to you.
No doubt,
I'll talk to you
Ramon.
next time. Take care, chica.
All right.
Yeah,
Have a good
Alright.
one. Later, Jose.
you too later.
Bye.
So, Denise, you wouldn't visit me in New York?
I'm sure she's not doing that in the middle of the cold. I mean, she grew up the same way as me, so
Well, explain to me how come I don't get sick in the wintertime?
because you are Mr. Freeze, like it says, like it says here on the screen. Yeah.
No, I just want to be nice and cool and comfortable.
Okay. All right.
But
Yeah. Well, basically, this is what.
whoa, Denise, you don't need a hazmat suit. You just need to go there with your regular clothing. That's all.
Not in the winter. Oh well, yeah. In the summer with protection against all those little monsters that you call mouses.
They're more. I mean, they're more afraid of us than we are of them.
Mhm.
In fact, if you make a loud noise, they'll scamper and run.
Mhm. You sure? You sure about that? You sure that they don't be like, the fuck are you doing? Something along those lines.
No, I mean they'll just scamper and run.
All right.
Okay. All right, fall. Okay, fall. Okay, fall is not. I mean, look. Okay, now this is my definition of the seasons. Springtime is spring and fall is when the temperature is between 20 to 45 degrees. Okay.
Yeah, but it's stuff written and it smells really bad. I can't imagine how it is right now with the Olympics going on there.
I mean, you know what it is? I'm sure it's like they have like 20 million people over there.
People from all over the world right now. I'm sure that they're taking in the sites and all, but yeah, a lot of Paris is not how they paint it, because basically they think that it's so romantic and the Eiffel Tower, but a lot of the city, a lot of Paris, is kind of like very old buildings that are not necessarily well maintained. So, yeah.
Well, actually, this November, I'm going to be going to San Diego for my union because I'm going to be attending a benefits conference.
Well, Bloodman, you're going to Paris? You're going there? It always smells like caca. Llévate Vicks para que te pongas en la nariz.
Say, Denise, have you ever been to San Diego? How was it? Okay, well,
They probably still have the stench left over from the medieval time. Oh, damn. Damn.
Ouch.
Well, when they went through the Enlightenment, before the Enlightenment, before they took out the monarchy, it was basically very medieval, and England was fairly medieval all the way until the 19th century.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'll be in San Diego the middle of November.
Oh, nice. European vacation. So Paris is one of the spots. Where else are you going? La Jolla is nice too.
Well, actually, when I retire, I plan to visit Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple places I want to go. I want to go to Madrid or London.
Yeah, they were just as the Indians in India. And the thing is that the whole thing with the Indians in India, the whole public defecation thing, that is a thing. It happens a lot there. So
You mean
a lot of that gets washed down with the rainy season, because they have the raining season where it downpours a lot. Maybe then it gets washed down. I don't know if I will visit India. I don't know if I will go there, because that is the whole public defecation thing.
I mean, they actually defecate in public?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And it's
terrible.
and the country is heavily populated. I mean, Indians that travel out, of course, they're not gonna do it outside of India, but there are a lot of Indians that do that. You can look up a tech talk about it. I remember seeing that, a tech talk about the Indian public defecation. Yes. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go to India, but the grapes are nasty. turn me on. Yeah, that's why they had all those diseases. That was a big part of that. I mean, because of not having proper sanitation, they were having that problem, and I'm sure that in the Iberian Peninsula, they may have had a lot of that too. The Moors, I understand that Moors helped clean up a lot of that. But Europe was very medieval, very backwards. Maybe not so much the Greeks, but that's because the Greeks were getting a lot of their knowledge from the Egyptians.
Well, I can just imagine like Europe, like in the Middle Ages. I mean, I'm sure the hygiene situation was quite different. And of course, they had a lot of diseases because people didn't know about certain things as far as like just keeping yourself clean and what have you.
Yeah. The natives in the Americas generally were fairly clean people. I know that the Taínos, there were people that were always swimming in the river and all, and the Spaniards were criticizing them for it. They were saying that they were immoral because they were bathing so much. It's hot, and they are wearing very little clothing. So they kept themselves clean, and that repeats itself in other parts of the Americas that is more of a tropical weather. And people will, and natives will keep themselves fairly clean because they had access to the rivers, and they will bathe there.
Yeah.
Go here. If it's more, yeah. That was one of the things that took out the lives of many natives, not having the immune system for all of the diseases that they brought in. Now there are Spain worshippers that try to deny that was the other way around, and try to do historical revisionism when it comes to that. That's why.
Okay, well, I mean, look. Let me tell you something. I've been living in New York all my life, and I'm used to seeing all that many people, so it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't too that, but there is a lot of people. I did get to visit last year. Yeah, it's a lot of people all the time, everywhere, especially in Manhattan. Like,
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, people from all over the world, all over the place. It can be overwhelming. Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, it's just perfectly normal.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's a lot of things you can see in New York. I mean, you have the museums, you have the restaurants, you have sports entertainment. There are public pools. We have the beaches. It's a little bit. It's a little bit everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So, Jose,
Yes.
I'm gonna start to wrap up. So, if there are any last thoughts, anything else that you wanted to share before I close up?
Well, first of all, as always, thank you for allowing me on the platform. But the whole thing about about this game, this Olympic lady. I mean, look, the fact of the matter is, her husband has been very supportive of her efforts. So what's the big what's the big deal if she decided to let him wear one of his medals? I mean, what's the big deal? I mean, you would think that we'll be happy that our spouses have a spouse that support her Olympic efforts and things of that nature. But
Yeah.
the fact that getting upset, why? Because she actually proposed to the guy. I mean, it says a lot. It says a lot how we have a lot of people that are hurt and are jealous. And I would suggest to these people, get therapy and deal with whatever trauma that you've gone through, and just stay off of social media for a while. With that being said, and New York is a beautiful place to visit. So, but even with the mice. But in any case, thank you very much. And I'm gonna ask, if you have not done so, please consider subscribing to Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. I do try to bring up a lot of different topics, and tonight I'm going to be talking about what do you do after you have knee replacement surgery. So I'm going to be sharing my personal experiences.
Mm-hmm. All right. Definitely do that to people listening. Subscribe and to Jose's channel. Thank you so much for coming up to the panel.
Yes, thank you. Good night. Good night, Ramon. Good night, everyone in the chat. Take care.
All right. Have a good one. All right. Yeah. I'm about to close off because I don't want this to go on too long. I know that there are folks that can be on a panel for like 5 hours. I can't do that. Wow, Denise, it will take that long? Oof. I'll be happy with just being able to go to a kind of like a historic pizza place or something, because there is always this talk about how New York pizza is the best. So, I mean, that's what I hear. There is no pizza like New York pizza. I'm good. More mango. That many Dominican places? Damn. All right. Oh, really? You will think that it will be the Italians. You will think it's the Italians. But then again, down here, all of the Asian places, if you look into the kitchen, it's going to be all the Hispanics that are cooking all the food. Mm-hmm. California food is trash? How come? Isn't California, isn't the California, what Californians eat is basically like Mexican food and maybe avocado on toast or something like that? Isn't that what they do over there? You don't see any more authentic Italian pizzerias? When I was growing up, they were all Italian and the Mexicans delivered. Now they own it. So what happened with the Italians? Where did they go? They damage the food because they make it all fucking spicy. Okay. Oh, so they go overboard with the spiciness. Oh, I see. Maybe in Brooklyn or Queens. Okay. Okay. If I see your one more bistro or tapas. Tapas, what's that? Bistro or tapas restaurant, I'll lose my freaking mind. Oh, so they are all on every corner. Yeah, it's like the Mexican places here. There is one in every corner. They retire and their kids chose a different type of career. I remember seeing, I think that program is still a PBS program on Mexican Americans, and they were talking about how a lot of people of Italian, I should say. They were talking about Italian Americans in New York, particularly, how they were starting to kind of like move out of there and move into other parts of the country, and they weren't necessarily too attached to the culture. They were not like keeping up the culture. I remember I saw another video in which they were talking about how in a place like Bensonhurst, that I understand it used to be more of an Italian American neighborhood, that is now Asian. There are now Asians there because all of the Italian Americans moved out, and they went somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Well, we know that. That's staple. That's the trademark of Mexican food. I mean, they tell me themselves, Mexicans. They tell me themselves, if it's not spicy, I don't want it. Like it's like they didn't eat. If it's not spicy, then it's too bland for them. I'm tired of the aolis. What's that? Tapas, aolis. What the hell is that? What is that? I don't know anything about that. I don't care for it. I'd rather soak it up and cook myself. Yeah. Yeah, at least you get to use like actual adobo and actually cubitos nor or something like that. I heard that good Mexican food is in Cali when I'm at it. Yeah, where we're at is kind of like the Tex-Mex. That's true, Mexican. Yeah, Mexican good, like really spicy, where everything you eat has some jalapeno in it, and that's not for everybody. That's Jersey. If you enjoy hipster food or mix. Okay, so what is hipster food? Well, what is that? Many of the Italian owners were immigrants. Their American-born kings went to college and wanted nothing to do. Yeah, they didn't want to. Yeah. They wanted to do something else. They didn't want to take up on the family business. That happens. Caribbean. No, Caribbean. That's rice and beans, plantains, chicken, beef, with good seasoning, not spicy. Refried beans, sacrilege, or mashed beans. And New Jersey and me are not friends. What's wrong with New Jersey? I do enjoy the fajitas. Change from North to better than bouillon because the ingredients give you cancer. And a third book now? What? What is it, like radioactive or something? I know that's not what you meant, but that's what it got me. Something out of The Simpsons or something. With you know that the Simpsons are next to that nuclear factory and everything is contaminated. And change from North to cancel another book now. Okay. Oh, and all the cheese in the food. All right. Anything with that? All our truffle fries and avocado. Okay. I don't use sopitas on my food because it has preservatives. I'm always did. Yeah. The avocado that you find here is usually the one with the brown peel that is smaller. Okay. I just have to have a card to move around. Or the real from Saboriza. Not a car being in New Jersey. It's hard to get around. Yeah. I'm sure it's not they don't have like a subway system like that. Mm-hmm. You want real food? Go to saboriza.com. Saboriza. In New York, you don't need a car, and transportation is 24 hours. Right. Yeah, I saw that myself a little bit. I will be on a train at 1 a.m. It's always available, but who in their right mind wants to ride it? Yeah. Hazmat suit and gloves. Well, it's not. It didn't seem too. It didn't seem too bad. It's not like how it used to be that it will be all covered in graffiti, all very non-sanitary. Shipping is crazy, Janice. I check. Hazmat suit and gloves. I know, but when in dire situations like me over here, used to leave the clubs and catch the train home. Yeah, I can only imagine doing that. I can imagine doing that if you are in a group of people. Yeah, I can continue to exist. Continue to exist in this taco madness. Yeah. Oh, and drunk too. Okay. Good times I'm seeing. There's no sazón, no sofrito, no sal. The tortillas taste like crudos. Yes. Always in a group. Right. I used to leave the club at 4 a.m. by myself and just wait for the train. Yeah, you were being brave. If not something else, at 4 a.m. by yourself. Yeah, the subway was so complicated. I mean, it was kind of like a crash course for me trying to figure out how to get to Manhattan from Queens. It was a crash course in learning how to navigate. I guess if you're born using it, you don't care. Yeah. IE. Webster Hall. Nothing happens. My daughter comes out of work at 1 and 2, and she comes alone. Still, like, she needs to be careful. I need my air condition capsule away from smelly people. All right. I didn't like taking the train that late. Shit. All right. Good. I know Line Life for sure. Line Life for sure for ya. Imagine me with Grayson on the subway y este niño lambiendo todo. Okay. Yeah. Seeing something and trying to put it in his mouth. You know that the kids do that a lot. Now, after having kids, I get scared when the sun goes down. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. I don't want this to go on too long, but ladies, I appreciate you joining the chat. I like your chat, but this could go on and on for a while. So I'm gonna cut it now, and I appreciate you being in the chat. Shout out to our peoples on the panel, Jose, Armando, Kishel. I appreciate all of you for coming up, because at first, because it was a little bit early for some people, and at first nobody was coming up, and I was like, I might have to cut it short, and nobody shows up. But you showed up. I appreciate it. We're already back with the crackers here. Imagine the subway too. Yeah, well. In my short visit, seeing people kind of like on some kind of an influence wasn't so much of a thing, so it wasn't a problem. Yeah. All right. Yeah, the chat is lit. This is fun, but it can go on a little bit too long. So hopefully you guys can join me on the next one. Let's see if there is another subject that I can find, and I'll do another live stream soon, and I can get you guys to join. So until then, appreciate you coming up, joining the chat. And until next time, this was Introvert Boricua, and we'll talk again soon. Until next time, peace. You guys take care.